Today is December 6th. It's the feast day of St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas is the saint of children, the poor, and sailors, and those lost in the tempest of doubt or grief. He's a really special saint. And I heard that he's coming all the way here to St. Mark's to visit us today. Do you hear that? Welcome, Bishop.
Ευλογία μας, παιδί μου. Ευλογία.
You're speaking Greek.
Ναι, βέβαια.
Well, that's wonderful. Let's sit down and have a conversation.
Ευχαριστώ.
So welcome. You're a Greek bishop from Myra, a colony in Greece.
Ναι.
And it's on the southern coast of Turkey.
Ναι.
And I know just a very little bit Greek. Do you know any English?
Μόνο λιγάκι, παιδί μου.
Okay. Well, how about we do this? You speak in Greek, and I'll just translate the answers for our children.
Βέβαια.
So you're a Greek saint who lived in the 300s, and so that's about the 4th century. And you're up to answering some questions about your life and your stories. The children especially would like to know about your parents.
Οι γονείς μου είναι πολύ πλούσιοι, αλλά πέθανε όταν ήμουν μικρός.
So you're saying your parents were very rich and were Christians, but they died when you were young and a teenager. And so when they died, you went and lived at a monastery with your uncle, who was also Nicholas. And you inherited all that money too, and you gave it to the poor and the homeless in need, especially those who are children. And so then you were made a bishop, but you were put in prison because you're a Christian. And you attended the Council of Nicaea. That was a really big, important council. And that's where we get the Nicene Creed from. We say that every Sunday. So that's amazing that you were there. The adults want to know, how did you become a bishop?
Πριν πολλά χρόνια, όταν ο επίσκοπος πέθανε, και τέλος πάντων.
Okay. So a very long time ago, when the Bishop of Myra died, the other bishops in Nicaea gathered to select a new bishop for Myra. And as they met, they discussed and prayed, but could not discern who would be the right choice. So one night, the oldest and the wisest bishop heard a voice in the night telling him to watch the doors of the church, and the next morning, before morning prayers, the first person to enter the church by the name of Nicholas was to be the new bishop. The wise bishop shared his vision with the others, urging them to pray while he waited at the doors. And the next morning, you went to morning prayer, as you usually did, and so you became a bishop?
Ναι, έχεις δίκιο.
That's amazing. So tell us how you became noted for gift giving.
Υπάρχει ένας πεθερός άνθρωπος με 3 κόρες.
So there was a poor man with 3 daughters.
Ναι.
And in those days, a young woman's father had to offer prospective husbands something of value. That's called a dowry. And so the larger the dowry, the better chance that a young woman would find a good husband. But without a dowry, a woman was not very likely to be married. And so this poor man's daughters was without any dowries. And so they're destined to be sold into slavery. So mysteriously, on 3 different occasions, you put a bag of gold in their home, providing the needed dowries. The bags of gold tossed through an open window. So it was a surprise. And did it land in their shoes and their stockings that were drying in the fireplace? Wow. So that's where we get the custom of hanging stockings on our fireplace. Well, that's amazing. And I know you're a gift giver. And so we also hear you're a protector of sailors, and your prayers have saved them while they're at sea. And well, we have a few sailors here, but most of the people here in the service are airmen or in the army. So Bishop Nicholas, do you have any idea how you got mixed up with Santa Claus?
Είναι ένα μυστικό.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Some believe that a Dutch colonist brought you here for they called you Sinterklaas, and that soon became Santa Claus in America. But it's still a great mystery. Actually, few knew about Santa Claus until 1823, when an Old Testament professor in New York, Clement Clark Moore, wrote and sent a little poem called The Night Before Christmas. I'm sure y'all have heard that before. And he sent that to his local newspaper. And after that, Santa was off and running and appeared in the Macy's Day Parade in 1824.
Toaste muuta karismata sto Agio Vasili.
So I see you'd like to we'll give our regards to Santa Claus, whom you also admire for his good works.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he has a great deal of work to do later on this month. So when we see him, we'll give him our regards for you. And so, since this is your feast day and you're a Greek bishop, can you teach us a little Greek?
Efkaristo.
Thank you. You Efkaristo, emphasizing the final O. So the bishop is teaching us how to say thank you for the gifts that we receive, especially on your feast day, because you're such a good gift giver. And so when we write out your word for thank you in Greek, it looks like the word that we use for the Eucharist that we do here every Sunday. So you're telling us that the word for Eucharist is from the Greek word that means thank you.
Yeah.
And so when we have the Eucharist, that's really what we're doing. We're saying thank you. And we need to remember that is why we come to the church for Eucharist, as a thank you to God.
Ναι, εκιστικio. Gracias.
Thank you. So Nicholas, we can say thank you for coming to St. Mark's on this feast day. You gave your gifts to the young maidens in secret, and they did not know where the money was coming from. You're asking us to do something for someone else. That's something that we can do. We can give a gift. We can do something kind for someone in secret this Advent. And doing for someone else in secret is a powerful way to pass on our gratitude, our thank yous, for the amazing gifts that we've been given. So St. Nicholas, thank you for reminding us about what Jesus taught, about the law of the gift, and the more we give, the more we receive.
Efkaristo pedimo ke kala Christugina.
Well, thank you. And so as for now, we want to say, Eucharisto.
Efkaristo.
Eucharisto. Thank you for taking the time to visit with us on your special day and reminding us of the powerful, secret way of giving, especially to the needy as you did, reminding us what the Eucharist is all about, and as well as reminding us how Jesus teaches us about his love of being with our children. So, Eucharisto.
Efkaristo.